Hey there, welcome to my channel. I am grateful that you stopped by. I'm just going to share with you today how I make my quinoa. I just give it a little nice twist and it gives it a nice flavor. This is a dish that you can use as a side dish, or you can just eat it over salads or the way it is. I'm going to start with about 2 cups of dry quinoa. Then I'm going to rinse it off really good. You have to rinse it off just as if you would rinse it off rice. Strain the water and then rinse. You want to make sure that that water comes out clear. Once the water gets clear color, then that means it's nice and clean. I also like to leave the quinoa for about 10 minutes with water on, just soaking on it before I actually cook the quinoa. So I'm going to set it aside, and then I'm going to go and start preparing the garlic. This is about 2 small cloves of garlic if you look at it, but because it was huge, I use one, and I added a little bit of water, and then I'm going to start the heat on high heat to start with the saute process. And I'm going to add about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to add about a teaspoon of dry cilantro. I love cilantro on food. It just gives it a great taste. I'm going to add about maybe a 1/4 of a teaspoon of paprika. You can add half of it if you liked. And then I add 1 teaspoon of real salt. I use Redmond salt. And then I also add some garlic powder, maybe about a half a teaspoon of it, and then mix. I let it saute. Then I make sure that I drain the quinoa and I bring it out and I mix it with my seasonings, and then I just mix to make sure that everything is nice incorporated together. And then you can use water. I'm using water today, or you can just use some broth, chicken broth, beef broth, vegetable broth, whichever broth you like to. It gives it a good taste. The way that I like to make sure that I have enough liquids on it is by sticking my finger, and then that first line that you have, if it touches, then you should be fine. Just make sure that when you're touching the quinoa or the rice, you are not digging into, you're just barely touching it. I like to fluff it up as it cooks, and then I give it about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I check again, and then I fluff it all up, and as you can see, this is all ready to go. This is a delicious way to make your quinoa. It's not a boring way, and it gives it a different type of taste and twist. You can use this over salads for some extra protein and carbs, or you can use it as a side dish or just eat it by itself. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe, comment below if you like this recipe, and I hope to see you soon.